Introduction. South Africa has 11 official languages. Some languages are grouped into categories based on what they have in common. Bantu languages are referred to as a significant linguistic group in Africa, and more especially to describe the sizable group of Nguni languages spoken by many Africans in the sub-Saharan Africa. However, due to the diversity of four languages differ in how they are pronounced and what they mean. This research will analyze how certain characteristics such as articulation of words, deviation, and can make each language unique. Background of the study. Languages obituary. According to Richard Nordics, obituary is the lack of any organic or required relationship between the word's meaning and its sound or structure. For example, the word phuza, which means kiss in Xhosa, and phuza could mean drinking in English. Basically, the words look the same and sound the same but have different meanings. Problem statement. Nguni people share the same number of words to an extent where we cannot tell the difference between them. The discovery of Bantu languages in the Nguni branch. Research problem. Nguni languages share a number of words, but these words can be used in different contexts. Therefore, this research will explain the interconnectedness, similarities, and differences. The research question. How are the Bantu languages in the Nguni branch, which includes Zulu, Xhosa, Swati, and Ndebele, interconnected but still have unique characteristics that make each language stand out? Objectives. Objective 1. The Nguni languages are a collection of closely related Bantu languages used by the Nguni people in the Southern Africa. Xhosa, Zulu, and Ndebele, sometimes known as Northern Ndebele, and Swati are all the Nguni languages. Therefore, this first objective is to explain how the languages mentioned are referred to as the Nguni languages. It will explain the meaning of both the names Nguni and Bantu and why South African people are referred to with both these names. Objective 2. The second objective is to explain the origin of Nguni languages. This is to enlighten people on how Nguni languages were discovered. It will also explain where it is believed they came from and how most of them are found in the Southern African branch.
Nguni languages are Bantu languages that are closely related. These languages include Zulu, Xhosa, Ndebele, and Swati. The objectives were, or are rather, why the Nguni languages are referred to as the Bantu languages, the origin of the Nguni languages, and the reflection or connection of the Nguni languages. When doing research on why the Nguni language are referred to as Bantu, the results were there is no difference. Vocabulary.com explained to us that these languages are spoken by half of the African continent. The name Nguni is from the Nguni cattle, and the name Bantu is from the Zulu language, which might also mean Abantu. The second objective is the origin of the Nguni languages. The information found is that they are from the Imbo, of which it is located on the eastern of Africa. They used the Zambezi to migrate, which made them to meet the sun, and that is why they have clicks on their languages. People like Ngaba, Masaga, Zangendaba Jere, and Sojanga Nxumalo, who is believed to be the first Nguni leader, were the leaders during the migration. On the objective of relation or connection of the Nguni languages, the information found is that the Nguni languages are connected or have similarities of nouns and prefixes. In Zulu, Ndebele, and Xhosa, Umuntu has the same pronunciation and same meaning, but Swati has a slightly different when it comes to pronunciation. In conclusion, these languages are similar in both language and culture. They have cliques which they found from the same people after migrating from the eastern of the African continent to the southern. The reflection is that it was hard finding information about the languages or the Bantu languages. Hence, I had to ask for help. The other difficulties were the group communication. And the most participation that I did was on the literature review and the research methodology. Thank you.
Research methodology focuses on whether students know the Nguni language or not. The quantitative method was used whereby students agree or disagree with what has been said, and moreover, 16 students were asked. These students were students who participate or study at the University of Johannesburg at the APK campus. Also, these students are in the Faculty of Humanities doing their first year in linguistics, and above all, 15 questions were asked. Also for those questionnaires, we also had statistical analysis for the data received, meaning that we combined the information to see whether it was a lot of students who agreed or disagreed. And we also have the ethical consideration, whereby students are given a consent form whether they do want to participate or not.
The results. In question 1, student who said yes 56.25%, student who said no 43.75%. In question 2, 87.5% student agreed and 12.5% student disagreed. In question 3, 87.5% student said yes and 12.5% students said no. In question 4, 62.5% students said yes and 37.5% students said no. In question 5, 75% students said yes, 25% students said no. Question 6, 18.75% students said no, said yes, and 81.25% students said no. Question 7, 87.5% students said yes, and 12.5% students said no. Question 8, 100% students said yes, and 0 said no. Question 9, 93.75% said yes, and 6.25 said no. Question 10, 93.75 said yes, and 6.25 said no. Question 11, 62.5% students said yes, and 37.5% students said no. Question 12, 68.75 students said yes, and 45.45 said no. Question 13, 45.45 students said yes, whereas 68.75 said no. Question 14, 56.25 students said yes, and 43.75 students said no. Question 15, 43.75 students said yes, whereas 56.70.25 students said no.